to Season 3, Episode 3 of The Chartered Show. Today I'm going to be joined by Glen Baker, and we're going to be talking about the financial aspects post-elections. Today I'm joined by Glen Baker, Portfolio Manager at WealthStrat. Glen, thanks for joining me.
Great pleasure. Nice to be here.
Just as a recap for any new listener, WealthStrat is the investment implementation business for Chartered Wealth. So Glen, I thought given the fact that our elections are over, it would be a good time for you and I to have a chat just about what you see coming. So what's the general sentiment over the elections?
At the moment, as we sit here, the news is all good.
Isn't it lovely to have some good news?
It's so nice to have some good
so
news.
Good.
And optimism is something that we haven't seen certainly in the local markets and on the JSE and in Rand assets for a considerably long time.
So, I mean, I suppose we could look at it from all different factors. I mean, the sentiment is positive. How have the markets taken it?
Yeah, so I think that the government of national unity, where the details still have to be thrashed out, has been...
I think they're in big meetings at the moment.
That's right.
Yeah.
Has been well received. Two major reasons. The first is no nasty shock, and the ANC didn't form alliances with parties that may not have been as market friendly, or centrist is the word that the commentators are using, and therefore people see some blue sky in terms of SA assets once again.
So Glen, what does that mean? Is there money coming back into South Africa that wasn't coming in before?
Look, still early days,
okay.
And what you can be assured of, as we know, Kim, in the industry, is that the road's not going to be straight. But at this point, yes, it takes me back. I've been around a while to the 1990s. When foreign investors first started to come into the market. And that's the kind of feeling I've got in the last couple of days. I think foreign investors have been underweight in particular equities in this country. So it is nice to see some enthusiasm for Rand assets again.
So Glen, I mean, you work directly with clients. What's the client reaction to the post-election feedback?
Yeah, I think watching with a smile on their dial. That's certainly how I know that, when I looked at the markets over the last couple of days.
So you're not getting calls to say what's happening?
No, I think good news. The nice thing about that news is good when you don't get the calls. I think you get the calls when news is bad, and I haven't had many calls, but. I think that the environment looks better than it's looked for a little while in this country, and hopefully that stays the course.
And then, as the portfolio manager, are you doing restructuring? Are you looking at things differently given the changes?
Great question. Not right at the moment. I mean, as we sit here, the waters are moving very, very quickly. And you don't really want to get too reactive in a short space of time, but a diversified portfolio with some foreign assets and some local assets, I think will stand clients in good stead, and quality assets and quality shares will come to the fore.
And I suppose for our philosophy at Chartered is not to ever make moves depending on what's happening. We have strategies, we're sticking to our strategies, we have the Morningstar team behind, we have the WealthStrat investment team all sitting looking at all of these different dimensions that get brought in. But for now, we are positive. Absolutely.
It's not always nice to sit and watch, but the last couple of days it actually has been a pleasure to sit and watch.
So Glen, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for sharing. Maybe just anything else that you want to bring to people's attention?
I think we've covered the topical bits as best we can. Remember that nothing moves in a straight line, as I said. but hopefully the sentiment remains as it does for a little while to come. And 90 days of no load shedding.
I know, and I didn't come straight back as well, because I think we were all waiting. We thought the elections were going to end, and our load shedding was going to come back. But and Glenn, maybe just one other thing before we end the interview. We have conversations, and I know we go to so many different seminars and where people are talking to us about the markets. But often I'm heard and I'm taught that markets and politics don't necessarily go in alignment with each other, yet we're talking about a positive political move, we're talking about a positive market move, and they don't always work together.
They don't, but I think that there are points in time and what I would call big events. And there is no doubt that the 2024 election in this country was a big event. And you know, as the US election will be later this year, I think. And you're quite right, they don't always move in a parallel line, but certain events I think are of the magnitude that they can and do move markets.
Thank you very much, Glenn, for joining me. I mean, obviously we'll be talking again soon, because we never know, as things have a way of just panning out and working through. But I think for now, let's, as South Africans, be grateful that we have this good, positive outcome, and let's hope the markets do the same.
And enjoy. Absolutely. Thanks.
Thank you for joining us on The Chartered Show. Please feel free to like, comment, or share.